A Very Christmassy Hallmark Holiday Christmas by Mark Schiponi. Fade in. Exterior small town street, night. The sleigh pulls into the small town of Ho-Ho-Hocus, decorated with lights stretching across the street. Huge Christmas tree in the town square. Clarice, just back from the big city, is sitting next to her high school boyfriend, a cowboy named Hermie. Her parents, Burl and Betty, are with them. Kris, a Christmas cynic who works at Hallmark, rounds out the group. Kris was knocked unconscious back in the real world and woke up in this Hallmark movie.
Kris, you have to try Mrs. Benson's famous fruitcake.
They walk up to the booth. Mrs. Benson, 75, smiles.
Hi, Clarice.
Hi, Mrs. Benson. I just told Kris he has to try your fruitcake.
I remember making these fruitcakes before my husband died. It was during the war. We didn't have much.
The focus begins to soften, and gentle music begins in the background as Mrs. Benson is about to tell more about her past in a flashback.
Hold on. What are you doing?
Why, I'm giving you my backstory, dear.
No, Mrs. Benson. You're a random fruitcake booth lady. You're only in one more scene. You don't get a backstory.
Oh, right. Of course.
Mrs. Benson hands him a piece of fruitcake.
Hey, Hermie, where's your son?
My what?
Your son. Or daughter. Doesn't matter. You know, the streetwise but adorable 6 to 11-year-old who helps move your relationship with Clarice along with her mischievous but endearing hijinks?
Oh, you mean Sophie?
I didn't know you were married.
Oh, I'm not. Her mother isn't in the picture anymore.
That's rather vague. What do you mean? Did she die?
Could have died. Could have been a mutual partner of the ways. Could have.
Look, it doesn't matter. You'll never know. The details will remain ambiguous and murky. All you need to know is that Sophie is completely over it and looking to hook her dad up with the next hot chick that shows up in town.
Hey, there she is now. Sophie.
Sophie runs over to her dad and gives him a hug. She looks at Clarice.
Would you be my mommy?
Too soon, honey. Maybe next scene.
Interior, decorated barn, night. A crowd is packed into the barn for the auction. Clarice is on the stage with a microphone.
On behalf of my mom and dad, I want to thank everyone for coming to the auction to save their Holiday Inn.
Applause.
As you all know, the inn has been in this town for 100 years and recently fell into disrepair when the big city conglomerate my ex-fiancé runs built a super modern deluxe hotel. We need to raise $100,000 to keep it from falling into foreclosure, and we'll be keeping track on this board right here throughout the auction.
Next to Clarice is a thermometer-shaped board, 10 feet high, with $100,000 at the top.
We have a bunch of items up for auction, including Mrs. Benson's fruitcake, a sleigh ride, a handmade Christmas tree ornament, this paddle ball, a remote control, a popcorn ball.
She fishes through the trove of auction offerings. It's clear they aren't going to get to their $100,000 goal with this mess of items, but she pushes on anyway.
The first item is, oh, this is great, a free gingerbread cooking lesson from my mom.
Betty claps in glee at the announcement.
Do I hear $5?
Kris is in the back of the barn, and the din of the auction continues. Suddenly, in walks Thurston Worthington, Clarice's emotionally vacant big city ex-fiancé, who's on his cell phone a lot. They broke up in the last scene after a 3-minute discussion. He brushes into Kris.
Whoa. What are you doing here?
I thought about it following our long 3-minute conversation about our relationship, a perfectly legitimate amount of time to decide our future, and decided to come back and fight for Clarice.
No, Thurston, there's no fighting for Clarice. You're out.
But I want to, you know. What's the phrase?
Win her back.
Yes, that's it. Win her back.
His chest puffs as he appreciates his own acknowledgement of the situation.
That's not how it works. Have you ever seen a Hallmark movie?
Yes?
Thurston!
No.
Here's how it works. As the nondescript fiancé with almost zero backstory, once you're out, you're out. No turning back. Scene 22 was it for you.
Isn't there anything I can do?
Well, let's see. In the last 10 minutes, did you turn into a farmer?
No.
A single dad struggling to just do the best he can for his 10-year-old daughter?
No.
A down-and-out chef?
No.
An amateur singer who just needs one break from out of the blue to jumpstart a floundering career?
No.
Do you volunteer at a dog shelter?
No.
Cowboy?
Absolutely not.
Then get out of here. You got no shot.
I am a bit conflicted. Clarice and I have solidly adequate feelings for each other and make a super comfortable and compatible team.
Wait, what if I...
Cell phone rings. Thurston pulls it out, quickly looks at it.
Sorry, gotta take this. Hello?
He walks out the door while talking on the phone. Meanwhile, the auction has been moving forward.
Okay, we're down to our last item.
Slow downward pan of the board shows they've only raised $3,000. Clarice looks at the board, then at the crowd, then at the last item, Mrs. Benson's fruitcake.
What do I hear for Mrs. Benson's mouth-watering fruitcake? Do I hear $5?
She's sad, but keeps a stiff upper lip.
$5.
Do I hear 10?
There's a lull.
Do I hear 10?
Another lull.
I mean, my fruitcake is good, dear, but not $10 good.
Going once. Going twice.
She lifts the gavel to end the auction.
$97,000.
Crowd gasps as Clarice squints to see who has made the bid.
I have $97,000.
That seems high.
Do I hear 97,005?
Silence.
97,000. Going once.
Crowd is starting to part.
97,000. Going twice.
Crowd has parted fully, revealing Hermie standing with a bidding sign held up in the middle of the room.
Hermie!
She runs to Hermie and jumps into his arms. They're about to kiss but stop and look at Kris in the back of the room. He gives them a nod. They kiss. The entire room explodes in applause. Kris turns and walks out the door.
The old super-rich cowboy out of nowhere. Classic.
Outside, crowds of people are lining the street watching the Christmas parade. As Santa's sleigh goes by, Kris slips on some ice and ends up in the street. Santa's sleigh hits him, knocking him unconscious.